Fox, I am Meenakshi and welcome to Soccer Stories. Hope you followed our episode on the origins of football yesterday and enjoyed it. Today, I bring you the story on the origins of the FIFA World Cup, how it began and the struggle that FIFA underwent to establish this global event. FIFA, or the Fédération Internationale de Football Association, as briefly mentioned in the previous episode, was formed in Paris on May 21, 1904 at a meeting which was attended by representatives from 7 countries: France, Belgium, Denmark, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden and Switzerland. And though it was decided the same day that the newly formed federation should explore the possibility of a suitable international competition for the benefit of the growing number of players, it was to become a reality only 26 years later. With football making its entry into the Olympic fold in 1908, the game was one of the major attractions at the quadrennial extravaganza. But with the strict Olympic code of it being restricted to amateur players, naturally did raise a conflict. This, as professional clubs, which by then had sprouted up in many countries, exerted pressure on FIFA to move away from the International Olympic Committee and set up its own competition. Things gained momentum after Jules Rimet was elected the 3rd president of FIFA in 1921, who fully supported the idea of having an exclusive tournament under the FIFA banner which would be open to professional players. However, things never moved in the intended speed and it would take FIFA 9 further years before the official launch of the inaugural World Cup at Uruguay in 1930. England, the home country of the game, was in the first place against the idea of a world body, being reluctant to be deigned a subservient role to the collective of other nations which had come into the game only later. This also influenced Wales, Scotland and Ireland to stay away and turn their backs to the new body. The other notable reason for the initial decision to get stalled was World War I, that effectively even sealed communication between member countries to chalk out a firm proposal. Besides this, there was also a considerable clash of conflict of interest in the case of professionals being given an open ticket to participate in the proposed tournament among several nations where professional clubs were yet to take firm roots. Further, FIFA also did face stiff opposition from the founding father of the Olympic movement, Baron Pierre de Coubertin, who saw no reason for yet another tournament to rival the Olympic Games. The economic recession which had spread across Europe at that time did also prove to be a stumbling block to FIFA's motives to somehow launch the competition on a scale in which it was intended to be. However, Jules Rimet was undeterred. An advocate by profession, the Frenchman proved to be a master of persuasion as he sat down with representatives of member countries, often independently, to assuage their fears on matters that were dear to them. Eventually, the visionary seal of Rimet was to triumph as it was decided on May 26, 1928, to provide FIFA with the green signal to go ahead with the conduct of the World Cup. Though not matching the same scale, tournaments, including professional players, were held at least twice in England for the Sir Thomas Lipton Trophy in 1908 and 1911. Though given the go-ahead at its Amsterdam Congress, FIFA was able to select the host country for the inaugural World Cup only next year, as Italy, Hungary, the Netherlands, Uruguay, Spain and Sweden put in their bids for the right to hold the prestigious tournament. However, the lot was finally to befall on Uruguay on two definite counts. The country in 1930 was celebrating the 100th anniversary of its independence, and secondly, it being the powerhouse of world football at that time, being back-to-back winners of the Olympic gold medal in 1924 and 1928. This decision was to generate a lot of hate as European countries cried foul, pointing out the difficulties that they could face to reach Uruguay, accessible then only by ship, and then that of assembling teams as players, though professionals immediately distanced themselves from the tournament, fearing loss of jobs on account of the long leave of absence from work involved. The economic recession was also cited as a reason which would be considered prior to withdrawal. However, Uruguay, in sound economic shape at that time, came to the rescue of FIFA, offering to underwrite expenses with travel costs and other expenses for country which were willing to take the long haul to Montevideo. Meanwhile, as a mark of respect to the efforts taken by Rimet to institute the tournament, the French government came forward to donate the trophy to be presented to the winning team. Rimet, the longest-serving FIFA president holding the post until his retirement in 1954, himself carried the trophy in his bag as he set sail aboard SS Conte Verde to Uruguay, the ship also carrying the only 4 European teams, France, Belgium, Romania and Yugoslavia, to compete in the inaugural World Cup. Stay tuned to Striking Seconds for more soccer stories. Hasta la vista!